In this lecture, we will be reviewing how you can add a blog. A blog is a website or a page that you update routinely with information. It can be like a journal to some individuals, or for those that have a particular topic that they're interested in sharing information about, they'll continually write on their blog either daily or weekly or perhaps monthly. Individuals or businesses also use it as a tool for entering in updates as well as news that they wish to also share with the public. It's important to know that there are two versions of the Wix blog. There's the older version and there's the newer version. The newer version was released on July of 2017. Contingent on which version of the Wix editor you have, you may find when you go to Add and you hover over Blog, you may see either the old version or the newer version. The older version looks like this. The newer version will look quite different, but essentially if it's not this, you know it's the newer version. If you want to be able to select which blog you want, you simply click here on Apps and you type in Blog. Wix Blog is the newer version and Blog is the older version. The difference between the two is that the newer version has more advanced features, but yet the older version is quite simple. So if you're looking for something that just does the job, the older version could suit you well. In this lecture, we're going to review the older version of the Wix blog. So let's begin. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to see here if we see My Blog if you have one, or if not, you may see Start Blogging. You can also click on Add here, and then you can hover over Blog. Remember, if it looks like this, it is the older version. If it looks like anything other than this, it's the newer version. But to be sure, so you're not confused, you can go directly here back to the Wix App Market. You could type in Blog, and Wix Blog is the newer version, and Blog here is the older version. So we're going to click that, and then we'll click Add to Site. It automatically creates a new page. So what you're going to see when you add it is a section that looks quite similar to this Blog Manager. It gives you the ability to add a new blog post or manage your blog. It also shows you all of the blog pages that you have. There are only two areas affiliated with your blog, which is the primary blog page. It has all of your blog entries listed, and then the single post. And this is the single blog post, and it has all of the information. Typically on the blog page, it's just a little bit of a snippet. Unless your blog is really, really short, it might show all of it, but typically it's a snippet, and then to read all of it, someone would go and click on Read More, and they'd be brought to the full length page that shows the entire post. Clicking here, Add Blog Elements, this is an opportunity to add more information to the right side of your blog. And the reason why you might want to add this is because on the primary blog page, it can get very long. So if you have, let's say, 20 blog postings, it'll be a very long blog page. So what you might want to do is to add in archives, or you can add in categories or a tag cloud, pretty much anything here to where an individual can get to a specific blog a lot faster. So a really good thing to add in are categories. So I'll click categories, and then what happens is it'll be added automatically to the right side. And of course, I can lay that out accordingly. Once I'm done, I'll click on X, and then what I'm going to do here, I just added my categories. I'm actually going to add it right here to the bottom. And this will be fantastic for those that are trying to look for a particular blog posting affiliated with a particular category. So I went ahead and copied some information in the line. I have my category added right here. Okay. I clicked on Manage Categories, and you can see everything that I have. Right here, it just shows food. To add more new categories, I can click on New Categories. So what I'll do now is I'll change the Follow Us to Categories. And then that's it. Anytime I add a new category, I'll do it again. I'll click on it, click Manage Categories. Anytime I want to add a new one, I'll click on this, and I can add a new category via that way. Or of course, I can add a new category when I'm adding in a new post. So right now I'm on the single post page, and this is the full length of the post that's created. So right here you see a title, a date, a person's name, content, and a photo. You can also see the ability to add comments as well as share this post. Then on the right, featured post is a really important post. Recent posts are shown here. Archives are dates. You can search by tag, utilize social media, as well as there's the categories. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get outside of the single post mode. I'm going to click here and go right to the primary blog page. And what shows here, again, as I had said, is a snippet of information, which is not the entire blog post. It's just this post right here. It's a snippet. So what I'm going to then show you how to do is to adjust how your blog looks. So once you navigate to the blog page, you're then going to click on settings, and you can adjust the settings. Number of posts per page, post date, and then all of these options here. You can also change the layout. As I had mentioned before, if you didn't want to commit to something right then and there, you didn't have to. You can select just about anything. And then when you are in this section here under layout, you can adjust the layout of the actual blog snippet. You can also change the design. You click on design, and then each section gives you the ability to design it. So right here is title. You could change the font, the sizing, and so forth. And then also you can do the same thing with post body, image, and so forth. Just always make sure that you're kind of testing it out to make sure what might look best. I can say with the blog there are a lot of moving elements, so of course you want to make sure that you're happy with whatever's here. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to manage posts and add a post. So right now I only have one post that I already created, so I can click on manage posts. What's going to happen then is you'll see that post created. I can duplicate it, I can delete it, I can go ahead and preview it, or I can edit the post. My categories again are listed here. Tags, I can click that, it's listed here. Insights, that shows you something more so about statistics and traffic. I don't have any now, so it's not showing. And then there are settings as well. So if you do want to update subscribers, this is an individual that filled out, let's say, the newsletter form, and you wanted to give them information about when you post a new blog, you can definitely go ahead and do that. So let's say you have, 3 blog postings that you're going to post throughout the week. Each time you post one, it can let your audience know. Going back to posts, what I can then do is edit this post as needed. I can click on edit. When I'm clicking on edit, I can edit everything inside of here. I can edit the title. I can make it say something new. I can edit the date. And when I'm editing the date, I can change essentially the date as it is, and I can set it to something from before. This has already been created. I can also click on the image. I can change the alignment of the image. I can link the image, of course. I can also go to the process of changing the image. I can select something new. And then, of course, I can change the tags and the categories as well. I can also add in an image, a gallery, a video, and much more. Once I'm happy, I can click on Update Post. And my changes have been updated. Then I'll click X here, and I'll return back to this page, and you can see how all of the changes have taken effect. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in a post for the first time. I'll click on Add New Post here, and then I'll wait for a screen to load. The screen is going to be blank, so the first thing I'll do is I'll put in a new title. Then, unlike when I was editing the blog post, with this I have more control over the dates. Here's the reason why. When I'm creating a new post, I can leave it as today's date and time, or I can schedule a date and time. Let's say I'm going to go away on vacation, or let's say I'm not going to have access to my computer, or I just want something scheduled. I can schedule a date and time. Going back here, you click right here on the date, and you can put in the date and the time. You can also click on the arrow here next to Publish Post and click on Schedule Post, and the same thing pops up. I can schedule it for tomorrow and select the date, or I can just leave it as today and click Done. Once I'm happy with that, I can put in the author name, and then I can begin entering in information. So you can pretty much edit the text by selecting the text, and then from there you can of course type in more, or of course you can delete or you can highlight and click delete, quite similar to the text editor that you have in a regular text box. But once you highlight the information, a box pops up like this. You could change the font, the sizing, bold, italicize, underline, the color, alignment. You can link, and you can click on more as well, and there are more options. So what we're going to do is we're going to add in a good amount of information just to show you as an example how this new blog entry is going to look. The next thing I'm going to do is click on image, and I'm going to add in an image. I can select something free from Wix, and I'll click apply, and there's my image. I can resize my image by dragging it in. Then I can make the alignment go to the right, so the image is on the right, text is on the left. And then from there, the next thing I can do is add in more: gallery, video, animation, a divider, or coding. Of course, I can continue writing. I can add in more photos as well. And then I can also come over here and adjust a category. I already have food as a category, so I can click that. Or I can click on new category, and I can enter in a new category. So right here, this looks like a flower, so I'll click flower, hit enter. This is nature. I could put nature, click enter, and see they're selected. Flower and then nature. There you go. I can also do tags as well. So this might not just be flower, it might be a specific type of flower, so you could put in, yellow flower. I can also do orange flower. And these are tags. These are more specific than a category per se. So if someone's looking for something specifically under a tag, they can utilize this, but for categories, they're already set. Once you're happy with what's here, you can publish the post, and then what happens is the post is then live on your website. Now, if you did not want to go live, you could of course have scheduled it, or of course you could have done a regular draft. But once it's live, it's shown right here under all of your posts. You can click on X, and then what's seen on your website is the brand new post at the top, the older post at the bottom. You can see recent posts listed here. You also see archive it too, which means we have one more post. You have your tags, the new ones added of orange flower and yellow flower. And then when you scroll down a tad bit more, you see categories listed as well. Now what I'm going to do is take you into a preview mode so you can see exactly how it will appear live. But ultimately, I'm going to click on read more, and this will show you the full entire post as it will show when a user has clicked on it, which will show all of the content. It will show the photo, and then it goes back to what we saw at first, which is the ability to share and enter in a comment. As well, an individual can utilize that sidebar here to go to the next area that they want to go to. So essentially, this is how you create a blog, as well as this is how you add in a blog posting. Definitely take your time with trying to familiarize yourself with the blog, because you will be going to this section quite often, especially because you're going to be making updates routinely. I would say, as needed, shift things around to make sure that it looks best. You don't have to have the sidebar like this. You don't have to have the layout like this. Definitely customize it to where it works best for you. Now, the last thing I'm going to show you is how to access the blog in an expedited way. You might not want to log in to the back end of the Wix editor every time to get to the blog. So this is another way you can get to it. When you first log in to your Wix website, after you've added your blog, you're going to see right here another application called Blog. This will give you the ability to access your blog without having to click on Manage Site and go into the editor. Anytime you add an application, once again, if you don't see it here for some reason, you can click on Add App. Therefore, when you log in, you can simply click on it. The most common apps to add in are a blog and a store, because these are the two applications you might want to access without having to log into the back end of the Wix editor every time. You just simply click on Manage Blog, and then what pops up is something that looks quite similar to this. Right here, it's your postings, and then of course you can add a new post.